Hey guys, Ryan here. Thank you for joining me for a new video today. In this one, I just want to share my experience when I hired a few virtual assistants, or VAs for short, to help me with my online business and kind of offload some work to allow me to scale up my print-on-demand business specifically. That's why I initially hired the VAs. So first, let me start by explaining why it's important to be willing to offload work in some way, shape, or form if it's getting in the way of scaling your business. Because not to insult anybody's intelligence, but obviously if you're spending your time on repetitive tasks that you're not able to fast forward or make any easier long term, then your business has probably gotten about as big as it's ever gonna get. If you can't focus on making strides to grow because you're caught doing the same repetitive process day in and day out, then by definition, you're probably about as big as you're gonna be able to get. For instance, if you're selling t-shirts online and every time you make a sale, you have to print the t-shirt and then go to the post office and ship it out, that's a huge time sink. But if you can outsource it to a company like Printful, all of a sudden you've freed up time to go do things like promote your merchandise or design and launch new ones, right? So it's a trade-off. Obviously, we pay Printful for them to outsource, or for us to be able to outsource that work to them. But in the scheme of things, we are most likely making more money, at least in my opinion, in doing so, because it allows us to focus on other things. Now, I'd also like to mention that with virtual assistants, I wasn't outsourcing t-shirt fulfillment to them. I was outsourcing uploading to them, because that was the most tedious, time-consuming process that I was doing on a regular basis. Now, I had been uploading probably for about a year, pretty much every single day. Now, I had mentioned that, I sell on Amazon, I sell on Etsy. Well, I sold on Etsy, I sold on eBay. Those were the core three for me until I found out about upload automation, which opened up new doors and made it much easier for me to be present on other platforms. But prior to upload automation being a part of my business workflows, all I really knew about was hiring VAs. So I went to a website called onlinejobs.ph, and it makes it very easy to find, interview, and hire virtual assistants from the Philippines. They're willing to work. They work for a range of wages. Typically, the more they charge or the more you pay, the better quality work you get. I ended up paying people on the lower end of the range. It was the first time I'd hired virtual assistants, so I wasn't looking to spend a ton of money right up front. And usually what I do when I'm trying something for the first time is I'll hire multiple, and then I assume that some are gonna be better than others, and I can cut ties with the ones that are not as good and keep the ones that are good. So I think I hired like 3 people and ended up keeping 2 for maybe a month. And I just kind of monitored their work abilities, compared them against each other, and compared them ultimately against me. Now, obviously, if you're working from the Philippines, there are potential issues. Like, I was having them upload to Gearbubble for me. I knew there was no problems uploading to Gearbubble. And then from the Gearbubble uploads, I could push them myself to Amazon, because if you have sold print on demand through Gearbubble, all you have to do is hit an upload button and it pushes it to your Amazon Seller Central account. So I've done videos in the past where I was on vacation on the beach, pull out my phone, tap, tap, boom, 2 new products are uploaded to Amazon. Could not be easier. And if you want it fully automated, all you have to do is teach these VAs how to create the designs, which if you're creating simple designs like text-based designs, then you don't even need any graphic design ability. And text designs, they do sell on coffee mugs, on t-shirts, etc. So I had figured out a nice, easy to automate via outsourcing to other humans, workflow for creating designs. I gave them basically a list of words, and I said, all right, swap out this for that, and then just go down the whole list. You should have about 500 designs. When you're done, upload them to Gearbubble, and I was paying, I think, $2 an hour. It was working, but ultimately it's an equation of, if I'm paying $2 an hour, then it needs to generate X amount of sales in order for this to be viable long term. Now, obviously, what time do you put on generating the money from sales to decide if it was worth it? That's up to you, because every product you push to Amazon through the Gearbubble or Printful integration, they stay on Seller Central forever until you close your account. So that's one aspect of it worth considering. But here's the thing, like, what I found is that while they were great people and they followed, I mean, basically I just recorded videos on YouTube. I made them private or unlisted. And then anytime I needed to train a new VA, I had a Word document, everything step by step. And I had like 2 or 3 videos step by step. And I just said, hey, like watch these. If you want to, you know, before there's an interview process. You don't just hire them immediately and dump the work on them. You can show them the work and they can opt whether or not to work with you. So not everybody wanted to do it. Of the ones that did, again, everybody was a pleasure to work with. But as far as like their speed versus my speed, you know, I'm a computer nerd. I've been using computers on a daily basis since I was 13. So like 15 plus years. I'm 31 now, so 18 years. And you know, for me, it's like second nature to use a keyboard, use a mouse. If I'm uploading not in one tab, I'm uploading in like 10 tabs at a time, you know, because I know the keyboard shortcuts to do everything. While the page is loading over here, I'm working on a separate tab. And I just couldn't, in my mind, justify the expense of paying, you know, it wasn't even that much money. I think I was paying like 4 hours a day to the VAs. So it wasn't that much money, but I ultimately didn't know if it was gonna work out where it was gonna be profitable. And I knew that I could do basically the work of 3 people by myself and not have to pay, you know, so that then if they didn't sell, I wasn't out the money. So my experience with VAs was, from a personal experience, very pleasant, very good. They were all, you know, gracious and happy to work together, work with me. But ultimately, like after a month, I called it quits. And maybe a little bit down the road, I don't even remember exactly the time frame from when I left the VAs to using upload automation, but I found out about the Merch Titans automation tool, and the rest is kind of history from there. The Merch Titan automation tool was the first uploader I ever found out about for print on demand, and essentially I use it to upload to Redbubble, to Amazon Merch, to Printful, which means any of the Printful integrations that you want to push to TeePublic, Teespring, Zazzle, Spreadshirt. I don't think I missed anything, but essentially, like, I wouldn't upload to Teespring because I just don't see enough organic sales for it to be worth me to do on my own. But if I can click one button and then it just works for me automatically, of course I'm gonna upload to Teespring. You know, I mean, if you check my income reports, that's my weakest platform. And it's not because I'm doing anything wrong, it's because they're not bringing the organic traffic that the other competitor platforms bring. And maybe they don't have to. They've got that partnership with YouTube. It sounds like they're doing okay either way, but you know, just for what it's worth, like I want to sell on platforms that work for me, and I want to be in as many places as possible that I can be on with minimal effort, or at least where the effort involved is justified via the money I'll make through sales from being on the platform. My experience with virtual assistants, as far as running my print on demand business, I couldn't justify the cost of paying them to upload. And once I found out about the upload automation apps where I don't even need another human involved, it was a no-brainer. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. All I ask is hit that like button, let the YouTube algorithm know that this video is a good one. And if you're not subscribed, hit that big red button so that you're alerted the next time I drop a video. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. I'll see you at the next one.
Passive Income School is open. Enroll now at ryansmethod.com. Thank you.